All right, so today's topic is anger management. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this topic, mainly because I have a podcast coming out tomorrow on the Enlightenment Moment about anger management, and I want you guys to go check it out so you get the full scope, get the full understanding, and catch that whole episode of the Enlightenment Moment. My podcast again drops every Friday. I have at least 19 episodes up right now, so go check out the Enlightenment Moment on podcast. It's on every platform that you can catch any podcast on. One platform that I noticed that it wasn't on when I was just looking it up is iHeartRadio. So I don't know if you guys happen to listen to podcasts on iHeartRadio and it's not on there. I'll try to figure out how to get it up on there. But every other platform has my podcast on there. So check it out, The Enlightenment Moment. And the episode dropping tomorrow, Friday, is going to be on anger management. But I wanted to touch on anger management up on this live because I know not all of my friends and all of my family catch my podcast, and anger management is something, as well as stress management and anxiety, is something that's going crazy in our society today. So anger management is something that needs to be talked about. Anger management is something that needs to be dealt with. And some people might not even know that they're angry. Some people might not even know that they have an anger management problem. And for me, I have dealt with anger management problems. I am anger management free. I don't have any anger issues anymore. But it is two types, or I want to talk about two types of anger. And one type of anger is passive aggressive. And passive aggressive people are non-confrontational. They don't necessarily outright show that they're angry or that they're mad, and they don't necessarily display it. I was one of the people that was more passive aggressive, and the way that I displayed my anger was sarcasm. Now, today I'm still sarcastic, but it's not because of anger. I just enjoy being sarcastic. It's funny being sarcastic to me, and I don't do it in order to express my anger. If I have anger or if I disapprove of something, nowadays I just let you know and we try to talk about it. If you don't want to talk about it, then we don't talk about it. But I used to be very passive aggressive. I do not like confrontation, which is weird because I was in combat sports, but that's a whole different level of confrontation. I sign up for that confrontation. I don't like other confrontation, like on the streets or domestic confrontation and things like that. So I was very passive aggressive. The other type of anger is open aggression. And open aggression are people that lash out, that yell, scream, that are physically putting their hands on people, verbally putting people down. Those type of people are more open aggression. Again, I was more passive aggressive. Open aggression is a lot of reasons why people end up in the hospital. A lot of domestic violence cases. A lot of people unfortunately get killed because people have all this aggression or this anger management problem that they're not dealing with. And again, today, besides all the depression and all of the anxiety that everybody are dealing with, a lot of people are dealing with anger issues, and they don't even know it. One way that I knew that I was dealing with a lot of anger issues is I would tense up a lot. And besides my sarcasm, I thought my sarcasm was just something I picked up. And I thought it was funny, but then I realized that it was me being passive aggressive because a lot of people don't understand sarcasm. So when you're in the middle of an argument and you're sarcastic and people start to feel more or less stupid, like they can't keep up with what you're saying, then they'll try to avoid having an argument with you, which is something that I like because I avoid confrontation. So me being sarcastic was me making people feel a way that they can't relate to me and then not want to have a conversation or not want to have an argument with me. And it worked for me for long periods of time. Again, I have never been the open aggression type of situation where I'm yelling and screaming. I've never been a yeller or a screamer, But in today's society, a lot of people, I don't watch the news, which is good for me, but a lot of people do watch the news, and a lot of people see this open aggression displayed almost on an everyday basis. People getting shot, people getting stabbed, people getting in fights, bar fights, fights in the streets. And this is something that really needs to be addressed. And I feel like it needs to be addressed not only for men, but for women as well. Mainly, I want to focus on men because I'm putting together a program, an anger management program, and I do want to help a lot of men with their anger issues. The program will be for men and women, but I do think that men need to get a hold of their anger, a hold of their aggression, and know how to release it and display it in a more positive, quote unquote, positive way, in a way that people aren't getting hurt, their loved ones aren't getting hurt, their spouses aren't getting hurt. That would be amazing. Not to say that women don't put their hands on men, because women do put their hands on men. And that would be unfortunate as well, because then some men feel like that they have to retaliate. I would prefer that when I put together this anger management program, that men and women take it, because men and women are dealing with this issue in society. They are dealing with this issue on a day-to-day basis, and it also comes from the stress that we're dealing with. It comes from anxiety, and it comes from not knowing how to really release those things in a more peaceful way, in a more settling way, in a more resolvable way, other than putting your hands on people, other than putting them down with your words, because words hurt. And one thing that I was talking about with one of my friends the other day, you cannot address an issue if you don't acknowledge that you have an issue. So the first step to anybody getting rid of their anger is admitting that they have anger issues. Again, I've been through it, and I've admitted that I had anger issues. And knowing the kind of anger issues that you have, again, I was passive aggressive. Knowing the type of anger issues that you have will help you be able to navigate and get rid of those anger issues, because it's not one solution for everything. So again, I want you guys to check out the full episode that I'm going to drop tomorrow on the Enlightenment Moment podcast, talking all about anger issues, anger management. And I'm going to talk about how we get stuck in the cycles of anger management, how we get stuck in the cycles of anger. And just catch that episode. If you need to, look it up now. Look my podcast up now. It's on every platform that you could look up podcast, except for iHeart Radio. And hold on, I got a question here. Why do you think that there are so many anger issues? I think a lot of anger issues come from lack of understanding. Anger issues come from lack of being able to having a full range of expressing your emotions. When you don't know how to express your emotions, for me, when I didn't know how to express my emotions, it would always lead to anger. If you don't know how to express disappointment, if you don't know how to express stress, if you don't know how to express that you're anxious, then we always know how to display anger. We always know how to display happiness. Some people are just fake happy. They smile. They think that that's happy. But it's not hard to display anger. Everybody knows how to display anger. You throw something, you break something, you curse somebody out. Everybody knows how to be angry. But when you don't know how to express all your other emotions, you just result back to anger. And some people think that that's just the way they are. So, that whole thing, take me as I am. This is how I am. I'm a Leo, so I'm super aggressive. I need to run everything. And that's just BS, more or less, because it's an issue that you're not dealing with. And once you acknowledge that you have an issue, then you're able to deal with it. Once you acknowledge what kind of issue it is, then you find out the ways to maneuver and get through those issues. So I think people have a lot of anger issues because they don't know how to express other emotions that they're going through. And again, stress and anxiety is big in depression. And when people get stressed out, when they get depressed and they don't know how to get out of those situations, it leads to anger. Exactly. So he's talking about the definition of masculinity. Sifu Lester said about the definition of masculinity, a lot of men think that aggression is masculinity, and it's not. That's actually, it can lead to toxic masculinity and lead you down the wrong path. So again, that's something that we could definitely talk about right there, because masculine men, or men that think they're masculine, are actually toxic, and they display that in so many different ways, with aggression and puffing up their chests, and unfortunately taking it out on their partners, their women. Hopefully they're with women, or taking it out on their friends and family. And perfectly okay to be a protector and always show compassion. Exactly. A protector is completely different than a man that just has to be in control. A protector is somebody that is not necessarily but is ready to protect his environment, ready to protect his partner, ready to protect his family. And some people just take that as, I need to go attack this person before they have a chance to attack us or say anything to us. If they look at us wrong, or if they say something to my girl, then I need to attack them in order to protect them, which is not true. Because words are just words. And you don't have to protect anybody from anything, as long as if they're physically trying to harm you, then yes, you need to protect them. But words are words. And if you are able to talk to your partner and explain that to her as well, derogatory terms that men or women may use towards you only have power if you allow it to have power. It only means something to you if you allow it to mean something to you. You can call me all the names in the book. I don't have to fight you. I don't have to put my hands on you, because your words don't mean anything to me. But at the point that you try to physically touch me, then I'm allowed to protect myself. I'm allowed to be on guard and do what I need to do. That's not aggression. That's not anger. That's me defending myself. And if I just happen to know how to defend myself and you don't, that's your problem. Yeah, so I couldn't see what that said all the way down at the bottom. For some reason, it's cut off at the bottom. But I apologize. But yeah, if some men are just toxic because they have not learned the real meaning of masculinity. They have not learned how to be a protector. They have a skewed view of what a protector is, and they grew up in an environment that taught them that anger was the right way to go, or anger is the way to be masculine, and it's not. So hopefully, again, you guys check out the Enlightenment Moment podcast that drops tomorrow. I'm talking about anger. I'm talking about how you go from a state of peace and how it travels through, and how you become angry, and how sometimes we get stuck in that cycle of anger. And go check it out. And another thing, I appreciate the feedback that I get from doing these videos. One person did give me some feedback today, and he expressed that I don't necessarily always look at the camera. And I do want to let you guys know that I am paying attention to two different cameras. If it's too distracting for you guys, I'll just do a live on one camera at a time. But I'm actually doing live on Instagram and on Facebook at the same time. And then I upload it that way. So if you feel like that I'm not making enough eye contact with the camera, let me know. Because I do want to give you guys my undivided attention. It's not necessarily divided, but I want you guys to feel like that I'm giving you the attention that you need while I'm doing these lives. So if it is too distracting for you, for me to go from one looking in one direction to another, then I will do just one live on each platform, one behind the other, and then you get to watch me twice do the same live. So just let me know how you guys feel about it. If it's distracting to you, if you need me to just do it on one, or if it's better for you for me to just upload a video. But I appreciate Seafood Lester coming in, asking questions on Facebook. If people come on here and ask questions on Instagram, I'll be able to answer those as well. And again, my podcast drops every Friday. I have at least 19 episodes up there right now. It's about probably 5 different countries that have listened to my podcast so far. So I appreciate the love. If you have not listened to the podcast, please go listen to it. Go check it out. Even if you just listen to one episode. I know all of my friends and family haven't listened to it because on Facebook, I have over 1,500 friends. And on Instagram, I have at least 1,000 friends. And I know that many people didn't listen to at least one episode because it tells me how many people listen to the episode. So I appreciate you guys. Go check out the podcast. And when I'm done putting together an anger management program to help people get rid of their anger, I will definitely let you guys know. So I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have an amazing night. Thank you.